Oh, we really stumbled across some insanity. I've had some pretty epic, incredible days of finds when it comes to collecting vintage wrestling memorabilia. Um, but the other day may have been the best one I've ever had. So I made a community post to show it. It's just there's too much for me to possibly like even attempt to do separate videos on everything. I'll do some shorts, but I'm gonna show you it here as a whole, and maybe we'll go through a few things. But yeah, it blew my mind. So my main thing, I collect 90s, early 2000s stuff. Um, as you can see by the wall and by the ceiling and everything else, this room is stuffed full of vintage wrestling merch. I've been collecting for maybe 3 years. Not quite 3 years, but it's getting there. This haul here, and I have some other stuff to show you, absolutely insane. I just this doesn't happen very often. So we'll get into it. Hope you enjoy. If you do, there's a subscribe button. You know where it's at. If this is your first time watching YouTube, there's also some thumb things. You can do what you want with those. But yeah, we are trying to put together the largest vintage wrestling collection on Earth without using the internet or mail order. That's my only rules. You have to find it the old-fashioned way. Hunt it down, check it out, hold it in your hand, and buy it, display it. So everything here I've found in person. I've never used a mail order. I've never used the internet to get anything. And I encourage others to do the same. Not enough guys go out and fig hunt anymore, or girls. But yeah, let's get into it. I don't even know where to start, really. So there was this bag about this size. This is it. $12 is what I paid. And it was full of all the old accessories. Tons of accessories. There was a few special things mixed in with it. But we're just going to go over it. A lot of this stuff is from the 90s and early 2000s. There's a couple modern things that's in here. But for the most part, it's all 90s, early 2000s stuff. So let's get through it. One of the first things I noticed and was like, I'm definitely buying this. How are you, Faith? Was these. So these are old. This is from the original Bone Cruncher series. These are the figure stands. So there was quite a few of these in the bag. So I'll show you them here. So we had one of these, which is the original, the boxed logo, WWF. This is before it switches to WWE, which is what everybody knows nowadays. So WWF stand, and then we have 3 of these WWF stands. What's up, cool? How are you? So yeah, these are real nice too. I'll basically be using these for display stuff. I probably won't even use them for figure stands. Oops. Up here above all this is, so you have Titantron Lives, which have a little thing on the bottom of the foot where you would put them on the Titantron, it would play their music. That was like insanely inventive at the time, which is early 2000s. And then you get into above, which are a little later in the early 2000s, but those are Ruthless Aggression figures. So this is before Mattel took over, and it was just Jakks Pacific making all the figures. So let's keep going here. So I was stoked on the stands. I was like, well, that's awesome. But the things that I found inside there were unreal. So they did a Buried Alive set for Jakks back in the day. It comes, I think, Undertaker, Mankind, and maybe it was like, what is his name? Um, shoot. But he was the Punisher, or, but they made one figure of him. So it came in this set. I'll remember his name here in a little bit. But, so you have your Break Apart headstone. Some of this stuff is incredibly detailed too. It's unreal. And really well made. It's not cheap plastic. That's hard. So you have a stretcher here that came into it. This is like 1999 Jakks. Or maybe, yeah, I think 99. 96 to 99. Also, with that set came a bunch of shovels for accessories. So you have the snow shovel and the spade shovel. Now, I have both of these already with other figures, but yeah, it was cool to get. Also, as far as accessories, there is the lampshade, or the lamp, which I don't have. Well, actually, I do have this, but mine's not broken like this. I kind of like the fact that it's broken, but basically, just a light stand with a lampshade. So I kind of like the way it's broken apart and it can be displayed in two pieces. So I'll probably keep it like that instead of gluing it back together. Also, with that Buried Alive set is a ring bell, which I do believe, if you know, let me know. There used to be something tied to this right here. It looks like there's a little bit of string coming off of it, and maybe it was a hammer or something to flick at the ring bell. So that goes, I believe, with the Buried Alive set, and this also goes with it. So it's a roller cart with a rat into it. Kind of crazy. Like I said, insanely detailed. And some of these accessories, when you buy them as a bag, like I had to figure out, was it WCW? Was it late Jakk stuff? Is it early Mattel stuff? Lucky for this one, you can see the WWF logo up there in the top corner. Kind of made it easy for me. And it's actually, no, actually it's not. Sometimes they're labeled, but these don't have a maker mark or anything on them. So that was a little tricky. So I own this, which is the Cameraman from the Jakks series. It's not a bone cruncher. It's more of like a ringside. So what I didn't have was the camera that goes with it. But now we have Cameraman with camera. So, and this was, I believe, yeah, actually it shows. This was when they switched over and became WWE. It actually has the WWE marker on it, which is a bit different in comparison to something like this, which also came with this set, which is the WWF luggage. This little top piece slides up and down. I don't know, it may do other stuff. All this stuff I kind of have to research, but incredibly detailed for a little accessory. Kind of insane, but yeah, I just feel like they made toys way better back when they were making these. But you know, let me know your opinion. So you have the luggage. Okay, where do we go next? Let's keep with Jakks specific. There's the sink, which it comes with a few different figures. If you look at some of these ones I have here, I believe right here next to the stand, there's an Edge figure right here, and this comes in that figure. So that's what helped with a lot of these. I was trying to figure what their maker was, if it was WCW or WWF, and I could use my wall to reference a lot of this stuff. Made it really nice, really easy, and cross-reference stuff to figure it out. I've put some of the stuff away and displayed it already, but I'm going to pull it back out after we get through these things. Now, I've got to get the batteries put back in these, but these are boom boxes, and they actually make noise and stuff. They have some press buttons on them. I need to put batteries in these to test them to see if they work, but I have these, if you look, actually I have this exact one on the Road Dog figure right there, which is right there. You can see the yellow boombox that's with it. So those are cool. Ended up with another boombox. I don't know that I've seen, I don't stare at my walls that much, but here's another variation of it with the white and purple. The press button's a little more obvious on it, which is nice. But yeah, same thing basically. I believe the exact same. No, this one may not. It does have a battery spot, it looks like, but it may not be the same here, because it doesn't, they don't feel the same. I'm not seeing really a press button on this one, and it doesn't have the like speaker stuff on the ends. But if you look on the back, it does look like it maybe takes a battery. I'll have to mess with it to find out. What's up, cool kid? But I do know for a fact this one does. You can see the speaker on the sides and a very obvious press button to get it to make whatever noise that it makes. And it is very obvious with this one that it does take a battery. So the other one may not actually make noise. We'll have to find out later on. So there's both the boom boxes. A big thing back in the day when I was a kid, I remember, was the Breakaway CD tower, which came with so many different figures. I'm sure there's one up here on the wall with one of these figures. It comes with a Breakaway CD tower. It's just what it is. So it breaks apart right there. Got your Walkman, got your headphones hanging off the side. So kind of cool. Works really nice with the displays. This also came with a set. It's missing the actual screen part. So I have one right up here, and it had like a rubber cracked screen, so you could put like have a guy's head going through it and stuff. This one is missing the rubber like part here that kind of caves in, but yeah, it'll work perfect for a display. That's also from Jakks Pacific. I don't know where this monitor is from, actually. I'll have to find out. This is probably from Jakks Pacific, but without checking, I don't know 100%, so I can't 100% say, yeah, that's where that's from. But, so not everything was from Jakks Pacific. Okay, let's do this. I don't know what this is. I don't know where this is from. I don't know why it was in it. I don't remember this being part of any figures or anything. It's enormous in comparison. I'll have to look it up, find out. Don't know what this thing is, but maybe one day I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll just use it for like the legs for the table or the bench. So here's the Breakaway bench. Breaks in two. So I have this with a Men on Card figure that's up there. It's another Road Dog that comes with it. And it does have legs that wasn't in this bag. You know, a leg there and a leg there. Then you have this, which is the crate. I have a couple figures up there that come with this. I didn't realize for the longest time this crate actually does come apart. And I didn't know that. I had mine for a very long time before I finally realized that it does pop into pieces. One of the ends comes off, which I believe is this end here. Let me see if I can. I have to get something to wedge it out, but one of the ends pops off, and actually I have one here where it's already popped off. I'll show you it. So here's the one where it's already popped off. Top comes off of the crate. Kind of cool. Once again, that's Jakks Pacific stuff. I personally, probably my favorite figures of all times is the Bone Crunchers and Jakks Pacific in general. So, we have another head for Al Snow. So Al Snow came with these mannequin heads that say "Help Me" on them. Now I have the brown-haired version, and now I have the blonde-haired version. So I have both. I'll be able to put that one with my other Al Snow that doesn't have one. Then we got, don't know where and who makes this chair, but just a red fold-up chair. It doesn't, I don't know that this is Jakks Pacific. It could be, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't tell you for sure. So it's pretty nice. They fold up into, it's a folding chair. So this one is a bit different. I don't know who makes this one either. It was actually put together wrong when I got it, and it took me a while to figure out how to get this thing to work. But also a folding chair, and it does have a maker's mark on it. Let's see. It says Wrestling Superstore. So www.wrestlingsuperstore.com is who makes this. It's a fold-up chair, but it doesn't fold up all the way. Definitely not the best, version of a fold-up chair. But if it's folded up, or if it's laid out, it looks fine. I have a bunch of them from like Dude Love, some of the just WWE or WWF and Raw ones. So yeah, we end up another folding chair. This is also a Jakks Pacific piece. I have a Shane McMahon with the X-Punk shirt, which is kind of a rarer one from Fully Loaded 2. It's up around the wall. Comes with this. So just a street sign, stop sign. It's been ripped out of the ground. Got the concrete attached. Kind of cool. Then we got half of a table. I don't know who makes this table. Let's see here. Again, Wrestling Superstore is where that came from. So maybe some of this stuff, that's where it came from. Let's see if the red one, yeah, the red one has no maker mark on it. Finally, we have some WCW stuff. So this is the Breakaway backboard and rim. Now I have this, but I'm missing one of the corners. So I only have 3 out of 4 pieces to it and the rim. Nice to have a whole one, finally. And I still have the other one, which is cool. I ended up with 2 of these. I don't know where these and what these are from. This may be from the Superstars line. Could possibly be. These are Hollywood Hogan headbands. So they say Hollywood on them. Maybe it's the, let's see if I can find mine on the wall. Oh, okay, yeah, it actually is. So let me see here. I have, let's do this. So I see it up here on the wall because I have it mint on card, but I have it loose. I bought this loose, which is the Mattel Superstars, and now we can go and put his headband on him as Hollywood. So yeah, we'll have one leftover one. But yeah, I don't know why somebody would have 2 of them, but they did. So all this stuff was in that $12 bag. So we're still not done. So there's that. Then what else? This I believe to be maybe a figure stand. It's just a little tab on it, and it just probably goes to 1 foot. It'll help pose a figure. There was the pipe, which is one of the more janky, weird accessories, but I still dig it. We have a foot from a Titantron, Jeff Hardy or Matt Hardy, and you probably wonder, like, how do you know that's from a Jeff Hardy or Matt Hardy? Well, because I have them right here. And that is the exact same shoe. I don't know that I've seen it on any other figures, so for some reason, somebody has an extra foot. So I now own an extra foot. It came with this. If you know modern day wrestlers, let me know. I do not. This looks to be, there's an F on both of them. I don't know who this would be. So you let me know, but it's a I don't know. Is this a no, I was thinking maybe this was from the guys from the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. What's his name? Matt Cardona. Maybe it's from one of his figures. But I don't know. If you know, let me know. It's got the cut in the back, the F on the sides. I don't know. So if you do, help me out here. Let me know. Also, was a Superstars Warrior, the jacket, which is a sick jacket, really. They did a great job with these. But I already have this, and I already have it with my loose one, because I opened it out of box. So there's that. Don't know what I'll do with that thing. There was this, which I don't know why there was a face mask to a football helmet, but there was. And then there's this, which is Dynamite, TNT. I don't know what this is actually from. I've kind of looked for a maker mark, and I don't really see anything. I'll research and see what I come up with, but yeah, it just says Danger TNT, so I don't know. I don't know where that's from. If you do, once again, help me out, let me know. What else? So, oh, check this out. So I got this little stand, which is a WWE thing, but look at the little taker. That's from 2010. Now I wish, and it's not attached to it, it's loose. So I wish that you could see how incredibly horrible this face scan. This is the worst likeness I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, it's not going to do it. It is so bad. It actually doesn't look bad when you see it here, but it is so bad. So from 2010, it's got a little hole in the back. I don't know what this thing is, what it's from. Like I said, I still got to research a lot of this stuff to make sure that I actually know what it is. So we're getting down to, we don't got a whole lot left. Here's some other newer stuff. I would imagine this is from a Finn Balor, modern day, when he does his, I don't know what they call it, the demon, I think. I don't really do the modern day stuff, but then you got a Cena. I have a Mattel Cena over there. Maybe I'll put that on him. I have a couple of them actually. It's the Respect Earn It shirt. And also there is a oh, okay. A ball cap, Stay Fearless. I don't know who that's supposed to go to. It almost looks like a Nikki Bella kind of thing. I may be wrong, but I feel like maybe that's like a Mattel Nikki Bella ball cap. Once again, if you know, let me know. Now, these other few things I have already put up and displayed, but I will pull these out to show you. Let's see. Oh, here's one thing. I was so stoked on this because I have the figure. So I bought all this stuff from a guy that I regularly buy figures from. And so when he sells the accessory bags, I buy them every time because often I have the figures already, and these are all the accessories to it. So what I already owned was a Bone Cruncher, Jakks Pacific, Flash Funk, and what I got was, oh, I'm so stoked on it, the hat, the Flash Funk hat. Now this figure is set. Like, it was missing the hat. It needed the hat so bad. So you can see the FF on it, Flash Funk, same as on his belt. Same as on, I believe, his tights. Yeah, the tights over here. Such a good figure, especially now that it's got the hat. I am so stoked on it. Yeah, it's just nice to have some of these accessories. I don't know if I ever showed this, but this is a red King's crown, which probably came with a Jerry the King Lawler at one point, but yeah, that's Flash Funk. You're right, 100%. Yeah, it definitely is. So yeah, I was really stoked to have the hat. I thought when I found the figure, I bought it, and I didn't have the hat. I was like, I'll never have the hat. There's no way I'm just gonna find just the hat. But I have put so many of these figures together by repeatedly going back and checking these places, and the guy puts out bag. I bought once again, it was a bag full of accessories for $12, and everything I've shown you was in that. So we have the King's crown there. I know I'm gonna miss stuff. Oh, okay. I put this on a warrior figure already because I couldn't figure out anything else to use it on. And I actually don't have a whole lot of warrior figures. So this is a Mattel Legends warrior here. And this, I don't know what this top is from, but it's an Ultimate Warrior vest top. If you know what that's from, let me know. It kind of matched the face paint, so I went ahead and put it on this figure. Doesn't fit the best, but for a second I thought, well, maybe I could slide it on one of my Hasbros, and just for fun. And didn't fit those either. Kind of works the best here with this Mattel, so we'll leave it on the Mattel. What else? What else? What else? I know there's other stuff. What? Shoot. What else? There was something else major that I wanted to show you, and I knew I was gonna forget it. Oh. No, I showed you that. Shoot. Well, let's do this. So I also found this is an original San Francisco Toy Makers big, like the hard rubber, the Giant. So I have this figure in so many different variations. Like I have it right here. And this is a vibrating. See the, oh shoot, you see the button on the side? So the original one was this one, and then I believe after they came up with the one I just found, then they did, what would be next? Oh, they did this one, which is more of an articulated version. So it's got this button on the back that makes the limbs move. like a 5.5 inch figure. It's posable. You know, you can actually move the legs and arms. After that one, they moved for some reason and went to much more articulated, but they dropped down in size and did like a 3.5 inch. And by comparison, you can see very, very, very small. And then the one I showed you first, which was the vibrating one, I believe maybe was the last one that they did. So yeah, really stoked to find this because I have very few original San Francisco of those, which are the first ones. I believe the date is like 94, 95 is when they came out, and it's almost it's in such good condition. It was scuffed and looked horrible when I first got it. I used these Magic Eraser sponges that I cut up into little squares, a little bit of water, and I was able to clean almost 99% of the scuffs off of that to the point that it almost looks brand new. So when people tell you that these old figures you can't get the scuffs off, that's a lie. I mean, if you look super close, you can see little scuffs like on the back there. But I mean, come on. This thing is from 94, or like, it's so old, and it's a PVC material, and they scuffed really, really bad. They did. That's just the reality of it. So, I don't even want to put it in my ring. Get my ring all scuffed up. So what else? What else? What else? What else? So I bought this too. Here's a fun one. I'm sure very few people have ever seen these. Check that out. So this is a Sting Beanbag Brawlers from WCW. Let's see, the date on this would be it should say here on this little tag. My bad. Yeah, I found it. So the date for this is 99. So it's a Time Warner. They were on TNT at the time. So kind of crazy looking. I'm trying to get the hair to go forward, like over the eyes. But yeah. I don't have anything WCW like that. I have some WWF Beanie Babies. I have The Rock and Mankind. Then I have The Rock coin purse that unzips, which is very strange. I think that's from 98, because it actually says Rocky Maivia on it. Then I have the Undertaker version from Jakks Pacific right there. Pretty rough. Well, actually it's a pretty good likeness. I can't say that's a bad likeness. From Jakks Pacific. Trying to get a year. I would think like 99, maybe 98 is when that's from. So yeah, some of these weird Beanie Baby-ish kind of stuff, they're always interesting. So I found all that stuff, but that wasn't it. I found one of the greatest things, one of my favorite things that I'm going to ever have in my collection. Something I didn't even know existed. So I'm going to show you that at the end. It'll be the very last thing that I show you. So I need to show you these last couple things. I've tried to stop collecting cards, but it happened again. So I bought 2 bags like this. So what these bags are the WWE Raw Deal, and it's like kind of like Magic the Gathering, kind of, but a WWE WWF version. What's really cool about these, I haven't even went through these to check them, but the bag was like $2 or $3 for the entire bag. I couldn't pass on it. here's my favorite thing, and the reason I started collecting these, because it was a product that originated as a WWF product, and somewhere along the way, they switched without changing products, just kept it the same, and turned it into a WWE product. So those are the ones I've went through. I have this huge stack of them here, and I probably have this many, if not more, already. So I have an insane amount of these. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'll probably end up selling them eventually to somebody who would like want to play the game. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I couldn't pass on them. They were a reasonable price. They were very cheap, and I have so many of them already. I probably have like 600 of them already. So I don't know what I'm doing with all the cards. I need to sell them, but I can't help it. I just keep collecting them. Final thing. This is amazing. So I found all this stuff. I was leaving the flea market. And as I walked out, I looked back into the display case and I said, whoa, what is that? And all this other stuff, I got so stoked that I ignored this. I mean, I found that Sting thing and a bunch of other things, and I just totally just wasn't paying attention and ignored this. So the lady's like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. So I know it's a WCW product. It is the Heavyweight Championship belt. When you flip it back here, it's got this little flip up thing, which I would think attaches it to your belt, and you can wear it like a championship belt. So I didn't know what this thing was until I got home. But I was intrigued because I did this. And I'm like, what's inside of it? Look at this. This is incredible. Oh, is that supposed to be out to open or something? No, okay. Look at this. It's the WCW Nitro Mini Ring. I don't know what this thing is over here. Maybe it's like a launcher or something. That's what it kind of looks like. I don't know. Or that's the lock that like locks it into. I don't know what the thing is. I'm looking at it here, and it doesn't really look like it does anything. Maybe it does, but I'm gonna have to look it up and figure it out. Oh, okay, yeah, it is a launcher. So, okay, check this out. So, this little pad over here, if you look, it's a little launcher. It launches the guy. So, inside of it also are the pieces to put together the cage, which is kind of cool. There's little holes on the outside of the ring here, and all you do is slide these down into it. I think. I haven't put this together. I could look like a complete idiot right now, and it doesn't work. We're about to find out. Definitely doesn't just like slide down into it. You gotta really work at it to get it to fit. Okay, now they're starting to click in. So the problem, it's absolutely mint, absolutely perfect, and of course there's one thing missing. And I'm so bummed about it, but it just is what it is. So you get the cage that goes on it. These little things, I believe, hook the cage together, and they would attach probably up there and there. So you see them at the corner, that piece on the corner now. There's 2 of those, and then 3 pieces of the cage. There's not 5, or there's not 4, 5. I don't know. which is a bummer. It is missing a cage piece, but when displayed, I don't think I need that piece. I actually may turn this and put it on the back side and then display minifigures inside of it, but yeah, what a cool piece. It's really maybe one of my favorite WCW things I've ever owned. So I don't know how rare it is. I just know I really enjoy it. I don't even know what kind of figures are supposed to go in it, because like even with the miniature stuff, like here's a miniature Toy Biz giant figure. It looks enormous inside this thing. See? Like it doesn't, he's as big as the ring. And if it's not that, it just makes me wonder what figures came with this. Or you could put like the, let's do the Macho Man. The red and black Macho Man. Steel. So this is solid steel, this figure here. And it's articulated, it moves. It's a really cool little figure. Everything moves on it. Very detailed, but solid metal. NWO Madness Macho. The Toy Biz figure, though, that you've seen first, this giant one, it's a solid figure, hard plastic, and I know it's made by Toy Biz, but I don't know that I've seen a lot of these, or really any other ones. So if you know anything about that, let me know too. So guys, I think that's going to do it for today. I had to share it with you. I'm beyond amazed at this haul. This does not happen every day. This is a very rare thing to find this much stuff at once. And I believe in total it was $22 is what I ended up spending. And it will add so much to my collection. And I'm just stoked to start to use all the stuff, to implement all the stuff, to put it into place. So yeah, we'll do a little once over on stuff. You have your Jakks Pacific stuff over here. It turns. That's a WCW shelf of everything WCW there. You have Legends up above. There's more WCW on top there. All kinds of WWF stuff. Some really rare stuff. There's Hulk Hogan's rookie card. There's statues. There's movies. There's LJNs in this case. There's Hasbro's, Bone Crunchers, Toy Biz stuff. And then as you get over here, I just got this Hell in the Cell, and I put it together and made a War Games. You have Mattel stuff. There's just, if you enjoy wrestling stuff, especially vintage stuff, rare stuff, it's probably worth subscribing, because I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, and all I'm doing is building, and I'm steadfast on this. I will have the best all-in-person collection in the world before it's all said and done. No internet, no mail order. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.